Hi, I'm Keiko and I'm a holistic health coach at KTM Today I'm going to show you my thyroid ratio, blood sugar ratio, and my iron level on my HTMA and how they correlate with my blood test that I've done. So first I'm going to share with you my HTMA thyroid ratio. So the thyroid ratio is right here, the calcium to potassium. And the ideal is about 4.2, and when you're higher, you're looking towards lowered thyroid function. So when I took my first HTMA in May, it was at 19.33, so it's a pretty high number, and so it really points to lowered thyroid function. In August, it improved to 7.73, so it's trending in the right direction. But it's still a lowered function. And so I went ahead and ran a lab test, a blood test, to kind of see what my blood results would look like. So here's my thyroid panel. I went ahead and had the reverse T3, free T3, total T3, free T4, and the TSH run. And as you can kind of see, it's in green. So you have like the lab range that the lab gives you, which is a pretty wide range. And within that, I was in the low range, but made it within the lab range. But if you look at the functional lab range, which is a more ideal level, I actually fall outside of that. And so pretty much either way, it points to lower thyroid function, which correlates with my HTMA. So now we're going to look at the blood sugar ratio, which is the calcium-magnesium ratio. Your ideal is going to be about 7, and mine has been at 19 in May and no improvement in August. So this points to blood sugar dysregulation. My lab results, my blood tests, like the fasting glucose, the hemoglobin A1C, which is like the average of like 3 months, and the insulin, which is an early indicator, they all actually came back within lab range for the most part. But as you can see on the HTMA, it's very elevated. And when I started using a glucometer and testing different foods, I did find out that if I eat high carbohydrate meals, that my blood sugar would spike very high, above what normal people's blood sugar should rise. So this is a very nice early indicator that you might have some blood sugar dysregulation, even when the lab doesn't catch it. So here's my HTMA iron level. It's in May it was 0.6, and in August it was 0.9. So there was slight improvement, but since the ideal is at 2.8, I'm quite below where I'd like to be. So I wanted to see what my blood test would say or show, since the HTMA is going to show deficiency sooner than your blood test results will, because the blood is more tightly regulated since it's more critical for your body to maintain a certain level. So one of the earlier indicators within a blood test for the iron is ferritin, since this measures the stored iron, and this would be one of your earlier indicators in your blood test. So this came up at 54, which is actually within lab range and functional lab range, which is 50 to 100. And some say that for women, it's more ideally at about 70 to 90. So this, the ferritin, the stored ferritin, is showing slightly lower levels, which correlates with my HTMA. And then the other markers came up within range. While blood tests provide helpful information, combining it with an HTMA can give you more comprehensive insight into your health. If you'd like to learn more about my HTMA services, please visit my website at KTMHolisticHealth.com. The link will be below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day.